Welcome to our leather lab. I'm Anna.
And I'm Gina, and today we're going to talk about natural leathers. A natural leather will age, patina, distress. I always use the analogy of my grandfather's bomber jacket that he wore for 50 years. It's that depth of character that you can only get from a natural leather. So, if the dog jumps up on the couch, they can leave little marks on the leather. Those are completely superficial. They're just in the top layers of the wax. Just the heat of your body, the oils on your clothes, your skin will make those marks always changing. I can very easily rub that little mark out with my thumb. If for some reason I can't rub it out with my thumb, I can use the magic cloth. We send these with our leather orders. It's a little cloth, and those little marks that are too stubborn to come out just from your thumb, you can rub out, and it looks brand new. Basically, a natural leather can heal itself in that way.
And one thing to note too is that life is too short to take this on every single mark you see on your sofa. You're really going to want to embrace that natural character. Those markings are going to come and go with wear, and that's just part of the beauty of a natural leather. It's always going to change, always going to age. One thing with natural leathers as well is there are dye-dyed variants. So no two lots of leather, no two hides are ever going to be the same. Right. So some hides come out a little bit lighter, some come out a little bit darker. So there's always going to be a little bit of variation. So your sofa is going to be unique, and it's going to be yours, and no one else is going to have exactly what you do.
Some hides you'll often see scars, bug bites, brands. We've seen brands on some. You'll see fat rolls, stretch marks. All of those things make a natural leather inherently beautiful and thus really easy to care for and maintain. A couple of our favorite leathers that we're going to talk about today, MONT BLANC is one of our favorite leathers. MONT BLANC has a little bit heavier of a wax finish on it than some of the others that we're going to show you today. We have used MONT BLANC in nightclubs, bars, hotel lobbies, on your couch. It's just beautiful because as the waxes of the MONT BLANC work their way more and more into the leather will become more soft and supple, which will be very easy for you to do on the swatches that you receive. MONT BLANC also comes in this incredible array of colors. So there's absolutely something there for everyone in MONT BLANC.
Yeah, if you want to do a fun green, a fun blue, or any color, you're probably choosing a MONT BLANC color.
Right.
Another one of our favorites is Cambridge. So Cambridge is very different than a MONT BLANC. It's actually made on water buffalo hides, and it has this vintage crackled look on day one. So if you want that kind of worn in rustic aesthetic, Cambridge is a great option. It definitely has some pull. So some areas are going to read more matte, some are going to have more sheen. So it's just going to have lots of variation, lots of character throughout the hides. This is also a great option, for a busy household and, dogs, kids, because there already is so much natural variation, little markings that you might see that are going to occur and just develop over time, they're not even going to be noticeable because it already has so much beautiful character.
Right. A similar leather to Cambridge that we really like is called Brentwood. Brentwood, again, it's similar to Cambridge in that it's a really hardy, robust leather. It doesn't have quite as much variation in it as the Cambridge does, where the Cambridge has the highs and the lows. This is a more even distribution. It comes across more tonal.
And it's very authentic too.
True. Fry actually uses this to make their boots out of, this leather. It's just a beautiful, beat up. There's nothing you could possibly ever do to hurt Brentwood. It's one of our favorites here in the showroom. It comes in some beautiful colors. Brentwood's really always a good choice.
And Gina's favorite leather of all time is pretty much Brentwood Navy. It's stunning.
It's a good one.
She'll probably try to talk you into that
every time.
Blue.
Every time, if you're doing blue, Brentwood Navy's. It's the one.
It really is
the color.
Another leather that's very similar to Mont Blanc compared to the other ones we just talked about is Bristol. So Bristol does have, you know, that waxy, oily, very supple, soft hand. I would say though it has a much more dramatic pull.
Yes.
So for example, this, you can kind of see that as you pull on it, those brighter hues come out. This would be such a beautiful leather on a Chesterfield, for example, because all the tufts are creating lots of tension in the hides, and I'm just pulling out those beautiful colors. So these come in some really beautiful natural colors and are just going to give you kind of a dramatic look with that waxy finish.
Ellis is the last leather that we're going to talk about today. We saved the best for last.
Yes.
It's our favorite, everyone here, it's our absolute favorite leather. Ellis really is kind of, if you could take all of these parts and pull them into one hide, they would meet in the middle. It is the most supple, wonderful feeling leather. This chocolate leather is truly the most beautiful chocolate any of us have ever seen. It's very supple and more similar to the Bristol in its suppleness, but it also has a lot of variation in it. You can really see when you pull on it, you've got some drama in some of these colors that come through. Much more of a matte finish, more similar to maybe the Brentwood or the Cambridge. You're not going to see quite the grain of the hide like you will in the Cambridge, but you will see a lot of those natural fat rolls that occur in a hide. Similar to our skin, cows have freckles and spots and stretch marks and fat rolls, and those are all things that you're really going to see in this hide. But it's truthfully one of the most luxurious leathers I think that we've ever seen.
Yeah, it's so nice. We were actually, our COCOCO team, we were introduced to it early 2020, and when we all felt a hide of Ellis for the first time, we were all amazed. It's definitely one
awesome.
of the most exciting leathers we've seen in a really long time.
Yes, I agree.
And you just can't beat the hand, and it just has so much character.
Yeah, that's why you did a couple chairs in it.
Yes, I just ordered some chairs for myself in this Ellis Cypress, one of my favorites.
Pretty. Good choice.
So, thank you. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us, and feel free to call in if you have any other leather questions.